As usual, guys, trading is a risky business, and this is for educational only. This webinar is where I show you how I look at the market and maybe how I trade, but you shouldn't listen to what I'm saying to you. It's not a signal in any way. Everyone should read this and know about the risk and trade on your own risk. Yeah, so that was it about the disclaimer, and I think we can, let me see how many viewers we are. Okay, I think we're good to go. It used to take about 10 minutes before people start to join. Not all countries have daytime now. Some people are sleeping, so let's get started. Yeah. If you have any questions, guys, I'll try to also answer them, but it should be best if you keep the question to the end of the webinar when I do the whole checklist, and then we can take questions, because I think that will make the webinar a little bit shorter. Yeah. So as usual, guys, we start with the Dixie, and I am on the weekly chart. So what happens last week? Everyone is wondering how the dollar have lots of good numbers, but still not showing strength. What I can say about this, we maybe have the market have priced in this hike that everyone is talking about. It's not the first time we see good news and the pair or the currency move the other way. Yeah, if you've been trading for a while, you shouldn't see this as you shouldn't be very surprised. Yeah. So the Dixie gave us on the weekly another pin bar, and as you see, guys, this move, those green bars in this move to the upside wasn't totally strong to the upside. We have lots of wicks coming from the upside, which make me a little bit unsure about it. You have 1 wick, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 pin bars in a row. Yeah. And those are weekly bar, which show that we have some problem, and the momentum is not as strong as it was here before. You see those clean moves here. Yeah. Large green bar, large green bar, another okay green bar. This one was very strong, this one was strong, and the wicks in this case were coming from the downside. When price it came to the 103.80 area, we start to see wicks from the upside and move to the downside. We found support at the 99.50 area, and Dixie start to heading up, but with a lot of pressure from the upside too. If we go down to the daily, you can see this move is to the upside, but we have also some resistance from the upside on all the swing highs. Yeah. And what happened last week, we got this double top, a perfect double top here with divergence and on the RSI, and price on Friday got rejected very strong, and we broke this short-term trend line. Let me go down to the 4-hour, and you will see this double top much more clear. The neckline is not really broken, because we did have a close above it, but we have a lower low, so we are in a bit unsure situation. What I will be looking at on this here, the first thing that the RSI on the 4-hour is oversold now, and if this break of this trend line gonna mean something, and to be sure of it, we maybe want to see if the Dixie to keep going down, you maybe want to see a correction to the upside like this, something like this, a flag and a continuation. Yeah, that should be a real move to the downside when you have an impulse, a little correction that maybe make a flag, and maybe a retest of the lows or this trend line. For now, this is where we are, because I was expecting the Dixie to have problem here, because it was on the weekly R2, I think. As you see here, when we put weekly pivot points, you see this first stop was the R2 of last week, and this R1 is from this week that we had now. So this is a very strong resistant level, and I was expected that to see more to the upside on the dollar, we should break those highs here. Yeah, so, and the situation is still the same. Before we start thinking that the dollar gonna keep running to the upside, we Dixie have to break these highs up here. Yeah, as a structure, if we're gonna talk about this move only, we still have the major highs are still here, and we did got maybe a first lower low somewhere here. We can't call this a lower low, because as you know, to when you have to call it a lower low, you need to have a candle with a lower high from the left, and a candle a candle with a lower low from the left, and a candle from with a lower low from the right. And the same thing about when we talk about a high or a swing high. As you see here, this candle is the highest candle. We have one candle to the right that is lower on the of this one, and this lower candle here to the left. Those three candles make this high, and we can call it a swing high. Yeah, it's always like this when you want to see a swing high or a swing low, you count it this way. Same goes here. This pin bar, this inverted hammer here is the lowest point, and this point a little bit higher, and this candle to the left of it is a bit higher low also, and give you a lower low here, lower swing low. So we are in the middle of this range now. The Dixie can just making a correction to the downside and keep going up, but we break this line, this trend line, and before we start thinking for more long, we need to see a break of these high and a close above and hold above before it keep going up. Short term, looks like we may be gonna make a correction and maybe a retest of the major trend line that goes from back down here. This trend line gonna be very important to see if it's gonna hold or not. We still also trading above the 100 moving average, so we can say that we're still bullish. And as you see on the daily, all the swings, highs and lows are still bullish. So this is our last high, and this is our last major low. This one is almost equal low, I would say. Yeah. So a little bit unsure here, and next week we have lots of news, and as you know, we have rate, and we have lots of news on the US dollars on Wednesday. So we're gonna get a very better picture after that. Yeah. So that what I had about the Dixie. Unclear at the moment, just because you never know how the market gonna read those news, and it's not about the hike itself. I think the dollar is priced in already. It's gonna be more about the speech of Yellen and what she says, and how the market will read what she gonna say when she talks that evening. Yeah. So that's gonna be much more important than the news itself, because it looks like everything is already priced in and we're gonna get the hike everyone is talking about. So that was it. Gold show us the way. Finally. We were waiting for this move to the downside. We were talking also about this 200 moving average on the daily, and it really get rejected and kept going down. I wasn't expecting this so strong major move. I was expecting the price will halt a little bit here before it keep going down, but it broke all support and kept going down. And Friday we had some gold find some support and stop a little bit. So this trend to the upside is over now, and that's very clear. We break this daily trend line is broken. We broke also the daily 100 moving average to the downside. We broke this last low. So right now it looks like we're having a new lower low here, lower than this one. Let me show you that. This move here was the last major low, and now we have another lower low back down here daily. Yeah. So what I will be looking at on the daily, let me go down to the 4 hour. What I will be looking at is the 1220 area up here. I will be looking at this level to see if there is any bearish evidence at this level, because this is the flip zone where the resistance went support, and now it should once again should act as resistance. Yeah. And as you see, the 200 and the 100 moving average maybe will make it down to here when the price gonna be in this area. And I will be watching for bearish evidence at this level to try and short it to at least a retest of the lows here, or even more to retest these lows. These lows here. Yeah, that should be also target if you want to an extended target. So I think everyone can see this clear move to the downside, and that's the level I'm gonna be looking at. It may also shoot up a little bit more. We don't know. We maybe see price want to retest this structure up here, but somewhere in this area you should be looking for a gold reversal. If this correction only to the upside like this, to see if this the correction gonna end somewhere here, and try to short it back down. Yeah. Next on the list is oil. And finally, as I said last week, guys, oil was playing games in this area, and I told you to not trade the oil, but now it finally it showed the way and took a decision to go bearish, and this was a clear move to the downside, very strong momentum, and I think now we know that we broke this this range up here, and we broke below the range, below the trend line. We broke below the 100 moving average, and almost yeah, we can actually also say that we broke the daily 200 moving average. But as you see, it happens before that we broke the 200 for a little bit, and then price went back up. Yeah, we have another break here, and this one was only a retest and went back up. So on oil, we don't want to go long. What we want to do is to wait for a correction to this neckline and this resistant area. This is also a flip zone, as you see here. This zone here were acting as resistant before, got broken, and acted also as support sometimes. As you see, price was having a lot of problem in this area, and now it should act maybe as resistance again. Yeah, so watch this area for oil, somewhere up here. If we take a Fibonacci, let's say price gonna stop here. We don't know how it will open and do next week. We maybe see more to the downside before it does the correction. But if we say that price gonna stop here and make the correction, so in this area where we have the 38 and 0.5 Fibonacci, this whole area could be where we should be looking for bearish evidence on oil, and try to go short from this level. Why it's not working now? At this level, and try to short it back down if, once again, if this swing low gonna end here. We don't know for sure yet. In any case, I won't be shorting oil from here. We had a really strong move to the downside. The RSI is oversold on the daily, and on the 4 hour we start to have this divergence now. As you see here, the RSI is going up, and the oil was keep putting lower lows. Yeah, so a bit unclear if price gonna find support right now at this structure here maybe, and do a correction or not, but the 51.50 is the area to look for short on oil. Yeah, Lafayette, you're saying that I would look at that larger vertical line on oil. Let's go back and see what you mean. What vertical line you're talking about? I'm not sure by what you mean about vertical line. If you mean this trend line from down here, I'm not sure if you're talking about this one. It's not really a trend vertical line, maybe a trend line. You of course you can draw this trend line because it was tested 1, 2, 3 times, and a three touch of a trend line is a confirmation. Yeah, so there is a possibility, if you mean this trend line, that price gonna bounce on it and go back up. Yeah, but for me now was when prices were up here, I was not sure if what we had, because I said we need to see a break of the 55 and close above and hold above to maybe see a continuation to the upside. But now after this move, I am bearish on oil, and I'm gonna be looking at the 51.50 area. Yeah. So Forex, we have Aussie CAD. We've been talking about this pair also last week. So far, guys, if we look daily, we're still trading above this trend line. We're still trading above this resistant now support area, and we still have higher highs and higher lows. Even if this this low is still higher than this low, this high is still higher than this high, yeah, you can argue and say that we have a lower low for now. Yeah, that can be a situation here, but the major high is still this one, and the major low is those two. So technically we're still bullish on this pair until we break back under the trend line and this support area. We should be looking maybe for a trend continuation. There is not much to look at on lower time frame. As you see, we had lots of sideways moves. Price is respecting the 100 moving average on the 4 hour, as you see here. Lots of respect for the 100 moving average, many tests, and price kept going high. And right now this last 4 hour candles are very unclear where we should looking at, but we have very good divergence to the upside on the RSI, but that alone is not enough. So wait for more confirmation. You want to see for more long, maybe a break of these this one here, at least the 1.017, a break and close above, and continuation. And of course then we have this area here, and the last one is this level back up here. Yeah, I still can see that we may have a market objective to do a retest of this structure up here, and then you can short from there, because we were talking about that AB equals CD. We have this one here, this move gonna give us a very good AB equals CD scenario up here that ends at this resistant area. Yeah, so for now there's nothing that say this pair is going to the downside. Of course we had this major move to the downside here, but then it was maybe only a retest of this structure, and price kept going up and then get rejected back down. So very unclear situation on the Aussie CAD, but there is nothing else that show that we can't keep going to the upside. Yeah, Christopher, my RSI is set to 7, not 14, but it don't really matter. I just feel good about using the 7. I've been using it for a long time, so there's nothing magic about it. I think if you keep it to the standard 14, it's it will show you almost the same or two. So Aussie CAD, keep looking long until we have a break of this trend line and of this support. You should be looking for long to but if price reach this area, then the AB equals CD gonna complete, and then we can look for bearish evidence to try and short it from up here back down. Yeah. Aussie New Zealand, very strong momentum to the upside, guys. This pair was rocketing. This is the weekly, as you see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 week of momentum to the upside. We had this only 1 week of rejection, and I think here we had lots of stop loss that got triggered, and price kept going to the upside, because this one was a really false signal pin bar, this one here. And those who went short here, if they didn't go out back down here, or those who went short here the week after, as you see, price went down a little bit and then kept going to the upside. So very strong momentum to the upside. The RSI is oversold on the weekly too. On the daily it's also oversold, but still no clear signals for downside. We have 2 days, 2 bearish days, but as always, guys, look at the size of those bullish candle we have, and look at the size of the bearish candle days we have. As you see here, 1 2 very strong candles, rejection, but small candles. Just this one that got rejected very strong. So you can say this day should be seen, even if it closed red. It was a very strong bull move. Another strong candle, another strong candle, and then all the correction was small candles relatively to the ones before. As you see, very strong and a small one, and these three are very strong. When you looked at those three, they are very small relative to this move. So Aussie New Zealand still not showing clear signals for the downside. As you know, I was trying to short it from here. I made a short video about it. You can look at it in my channel, the video called know when to ditch your idea. And because I was shorting here, but then I saw that price is actually was making a bull flag, and I closed and reversed my trade somewhere here when we got the break of the flag, and it gave me a very good trade to the upside. And then I tried to short it up here on almost the same reasons, but it didn't do anything for 36 hours of sideways, and I closed it with a very small loss. So for now we don't have any clear direction. On the 1 hour we can say that we put a lower low, lower than this low, but still the major swings are not broken. As you see, this was a major swing, we can call it, and this high is a major high, and now is maybe, it looks like it may be doing another flag. Yeah. So never say that price can't keep going, because this pair show you that it actually can keep going. It started from back down here, made a correction, and kept going very strong, very good. And I know that a lot of us was trying to short it at this level. We tried to short it at this level, back up here, and now we try to short it even here, because everyone was saying the RSI is oversold, blah blah blah. But that show us that we should never start guessing and saying it should stop and it can't go higher anymore, because every time price show that price and market do what they want to do. So I would say we should wait for this. Now we have, we can say we have that the momentum is a little bit lower. Yeah, we can't argue with that, but that's not strange. Price, as you know, guys, should, when they break the new highs, they need to take a break, take a breath before keep going, if it will keep going up or to the downside. Let me show you the weekly, guys. We did broke all these highs and it's very strong. We have a little bit of gap back down here that should be closed maybe, but we never know when. This is a weekly chart. We did break the 100 moving average, and last week we broke the 200 weekly moving average. Those are very strong, should be very strong resistance, because this is a weekly, yeah. So we should respect this momentum and give it time. If we only gonna be looking for long, it may look, even on the daily, this look like a bullish flag, yeah. It's a clear bullish flag pattern, and it may keep going up, but anyhow, I don't feel comfortable to buy it at these highs. What I would see is a correction, at least back down to this level, and back down here I would be looking for evidence, bullish evidence, to try to go with this trend, yeah. If you're a reversal trader, then you want to see a break of this level, the 1.085. A break of this level is what you maybe would be looking for. A real break, close below, a retest maybe, and then short it back down to this structure down here, yeah. I wouldn't go short if I don't see a momentum break to this level at first, and maybe wait for a retest, because as I told you guys, I tried to short it without confirmation and that didn't go so well. So trading against the trend, you have to be very very good at what are you doing, and been trading for a while. Let's see, Christopher asking a question: Are your moving averages simple or simple? They are simple, not exponential. And even here, Christopher, it don't really matter. There's nothing perfect in the market, as you know. There is lots of gray areas. So even if you use exponential moving average, there's nothing special about it. Because as you see, let's see this touch here, it did actually break the moving average by some pips and then went back in. So nothing magic about it, yeah. You can use whatever moving average that one you feel comfortable with, use it. There's no problem with that, because you will never find the exact touch of the moving average and the reversal if it will act as support, dynamic support, yeah. Yeah, let's keep going. Aussie USD. This one, the uptrend was clear to the downside now. We were talking, this is the weekly chart. We were talking about this level and this trend line. We had the weekly trend line or a monthly trend line. It's an old one, and it looks like when price really got to this area, it's a good resistant area, and this very good trend line up here. We had this rejection to the downside, and we had this divergence on the RSI. What I want you to know, guys, and what I want you to look at, is there's something that I always see many traders use, that the first time they see the divergence on the RSI, they start shorting the pair. Don't rush with that. The RSI can be diverting for many days. As you see, we had back down here 17th of January to the 2nd of February, this move here, we had divergence on the RSI, almost slightly same level, but price were doing higher highs. Then we had this one, and we got more divergence on the RSI. This one, this was the second move. Then we had this double top, another higher high, but third time that we have the RSI making lower highs. So many traders, and I know that for sure because I've been getting lots of question if I'm short back here and here and here and here. We can't just rely on the RSI because we have divergence. You have to see clear breaks, you have to see momentum breaks. I did many of you know that I did publish this idea about the Aussie USD, and I said that we have as it said up here, momentum shift on Aussie USD. That was all I said, that we now start to see a momentum shift when price was here, because this up move was very clear, and then the legs start to be a little bit shorter and not a lot of momentum. That was all. I didn't mean that we should go short yet, but then when we saw this major move to the downside, then that make a break of this lower higher low here, and we break this structure that it was resistant and then it was support. This move, when you see a move like this one, this is a very strong momentum candle. This is what give you a signal that price gonna keep going down. Another thing that many traders do, that the day after on this candle, if they didn't find a chance to enter on this one, just because they see that price start to go below this candle, they went short here. Why you need to rush and go short here? Your stop loss was maybe somewhere here, because this move was very strong. If you would have a stop loss higher than this, let's see, you enter below the low of this candle, your stop loss gonna be at least 130 pips to go above this major move. Or if you want to have an even safer stop loss, you would be above this last swing high. You're gonna have a stop loss of almost 200 pips. Why? There's no need to do that. Never rush to a trade and be afraid that you're gonna miss out. As you see, guys, after this whole move, there will always be a correction. It did a correction when you have a major candle like this. The easiest way to enter it, take your Fibonacci retracement from the high of the candle to the low of the candle, and wait for somewhere between 50 and 61.8. And if I make this chart a little bit bigger, as you see, price did retracement to at least 50% of this candle, and then you have a better entry and a better stop loss. Your stop loss, if you're gonna go above this this major candle here, should be somewhere about 60 pips. So much better entry, and you're gonna feel much better, because price after that did a touch and start to rolling down. This should be a very easy trade, no stress. Let me go to the 4 hour to, sorry if I'm taking a lot of time, guys, but I think these things is very important to, because I see many traders do those things, and it's not good for you and your account. So the move, that major candle, daily candle, was all of these on the 4 hour. this was a 1-day move, yeah. But as we know, price when it break important structure, they usually correct back up. And as you see, what we did, those who sell on this candle here, look at the RSI. They did sell oversold RSI, and of course price need to correct a little bit to the upside, give the RSI a move to the upside to take a breath, as it happens here. It did a retest of this broken structure and this neckline here, and gave you the second leg to the downside. So a little bit about FOMO, and that many traders are afraid of missing out and jump in a trade very late. So what we have right now, that price went all the way down here, and this structure was here before price went here, so I was expecting, of course, that we may have a bounce to the upside on this structure, because as you see, guys, this level is a very important level. There's lots of tests, and if we go back here, it was support. It got broken a little bit, then back up, test here, broken, and start acting as support, as resistance back here, and here support again. So of course I was waiting a bounce on this level, and we got it. It's a bit unclear if this was the end of the bounce, or if we're gonna see a touch of the upper channel, yeah. Maybe touch of the upper channel. So if you're gonna short this, try to wait a little bit and see if price gonna correct a little bit more to the high. The RSI showing divergence, because we have equal highs, but the price, as you see, the price have a very different highs level, yeah. So on this pair, what I would be waiting for, and want to see if price gonna make a touch of this channel or a retest of this neckline, and then try to short it to at least this level, and hopefully see if it's gonna break. If you want to short it from this level here, I don't recommend that. Let's go down to the 1 hour. We may argue that we have this double top here, and we have divergence on the RSI, and you maybe say that, okay, I want to enter because we have double top, we have a test of the 100 moving average, etc. I want to short. Why not? But for me, it's a very short move, so I wouldn't be taking a short from here, because as you know, we're gonna have this structure to take care of. So for me, I was waiting for a price to make a higher move, and then give me more room to the downside, because I will be surely taking big part of my profit at this level, and put my stop loss to break even, if of course if it bounces down, and see if it's gonna break or not. So I wouldn't be shorting just because we're gonna break the neckline of this double top. It's a very short move to support. Yes, are we clear on this one? So the next pair is CAD JAPY. We still have this flag is still a good flag to look at, and maybe looking for long from here, but the Friday move was a little bit against that, because you see we got this pin bar, lots of rejection to the downside. This is the daily chart, and it looks like the 100 moving average is acting as dynamic support. As you see here, one touch, price went up, and we got another touch and price went back up. And then on Friday, after the news, CAD Jappy had a strong move to the downside, but as far as we still having this level holds, I think this move was a fake out, and it looks very clear it was rejected very fast to the upside. So I'm not looking at this level here. I will be looking back down here to see what price will do at this level. So I will be looking for when price go back to these lows and try to find entry reason for long, and try to ride it to back up to the top of this channel, yeah, because even though we can argue that we are putting a lower low here, I think this divergence on the RSI and this 100 moving average and support area still not really broken. There's lots of small candles here, no momentum break to the downside yet, to be sure. So this level is still okay for me, and to look for a bounce to the top of this flag again. Okay. CAD Swiss, another pair that I have it is on the list, but I'm still very unsure what's going on this pair. The down move was very strong and clear, but you know guys, when you have a daily pin bar as this one, you want to look and see what's will going on at this level, because this move was very strong, and that make me gonna look extra for the 0.7450 area to see if it's gonna act as support, because it happens a lot of time when you have a pin bar in this size. It's I would say 90% of the times the end of it gonna act as good support. So I am looking for a short-term bounce from this area down here, but I'm a little bit unclear if it's gonna hold or not. So I will be very careful at this level. As you see, we got rejected back down here, and price on Friday start to go down. So short term on the 4-hour, we are printing lower lows and lower highs. So this trade gonna be against this short-term trend, but we're gonna say that we still, if we put the line here, we're still inside this range. And if you trade range, of course you want to buy the lows and sell the highs until you see a clear break of this range, a break below and close below. If you want to trade a trend continuation, you want to see a break below the range and this pin bar, and a retest correction back up, then you can be sure for more short from up here to this level down here. Yeah. For now, as far as this range here is still alive and not really broken, we should be trading the highs and the lows of this ranging area. Yeah. Sterling USD, As you see, guys, this level, we had this level before price went down here, and of course the trend is still to the downside, but this area down here is a very very low price level, and I think it's gonna act as support for more bounces. But the reason I have this level here, because it was also a good support level, as you see back here. If we go back to October 2016, it was a good support level, and that's why I still have it. Right now the RSI is oversold, and we had 2 daily dojis, or what you want to call them. This is indecisions, and a counter trend trader should be, of course, looking at this area to try to find an entry reason for a more bounce to the upside, but the major trend is the downside. What we have is a break of this downtrend channel here. It's not a real break, but the price halted, and we are going sideways. It looks like a little bit of a round bottom, but not complete yet. We have, if we put this line here, we can also say that we have something like a triple bottom, and RSI on the divergence on the RSI also. So if you want to long this pair, I should recommend you to wait for a break of this range here. Let me put this like this in red so you can see it. What we want to see is of course that price gonna break to the upside, do a retest, and maybe along to back up here. If you want to trade against the trend, if you are a counter trend trader, that's what you should be looking at. For me, I wouldn't do anything with this pair until it reach if it reached back up here, and then I will be looking for a trend continuation on this one, and maybe want to see another bounce to the downside to a retest of this area again. Yeah. And of course, lots of news on sterling next week also, as many of you knows. The Brexit referendum, and we have even rate news on the dollar. So Wednesday and Thursday are gonna be very important days that gonna show us which way this pair gonna go. But we have this level, and we have down here the 1.200 is also a very good support level to look at. And yeah, reversal trader, look for a break and retest of this structure up here if you want to long this pair. For me, this pair for now is short only until it shows something else, but there is nothing that show that the uptrend have started on this one yet. Yeah. Euro Aussie is on a good level at the moment. Let's go to the daily. I thought I had let's talk about Euro Sterling first, because we've been talking about Sterling right now, and then we go back to Euro Aussie and the rest Aussie pair. So yeah, Euro Sterling, what I'm looking at on this pair, we are on the daily now, As you, those of you who follows me, guys, know that we was talking about this 200 moving average coming from downside. It did break it a little bit, and then had a very strong move to the upside. Price had a little bit of problem at this structure, but then kept going high. What I will be looking at for next week is how will price react for the 0.8855 level, because I think that this structure here may act once again as resistant, and I will be looking to see if we may bounce back down here to retest of this structure, that should be a good trade to the downside. But it's also don't forget that, guys, this is gonna be a counter trend against this move to the upside. Yeah, so be careful. I don't like to talk about counter trend trades, because I know many traders have a very big problem with them at the beginning. So please be careful when you are trading against the trend. If you want to have a easier trend, easier trade, then you should be looking for a correction after this move back down here to this structure, and try to go long and go with the trend. Yeah, so if you're not if you're new to trading, try to not take those counter trend trades. It's always easier to trend with the trend. It's not the easiest thing to do, but you will always get those impulsive moves comes always when you trade with the trend. You got those strongs move with you, and that give you a better trading. Yeah. You see, guys, the RSI is oversold on the daily. On the 4 hour, it's oversold also. If we put the 20 moving average, I think that it's following all the way up here on the 4 hour, the 20 moving average. So we have oversold RSI on the daily and on the 4 hour, and it may be also oversold a bit. It was a bit oversold even on the 1 hour. Yeah, those last 3 candles, I don't count with them. This move to the downside maybe was profit taking. As you know, guys, many traders close the positions on Fridays. So this area where price is right now, gonna maybe act a little bit as resistant, but the major resistant is back up here at the 0.8855 area. There where I will be looking for short. Yeah, at that level I would put oh my god, that's a lots of trend lines and I don't like it, so let's take off one of them. At this level I would put a limit order and let it go with an ATR or 2 stop loss. But once again, guys, new to trading, look for confirmations, wait for your entry signal before that, because the momentum to the upside is very strong. It may also break this level and just keep going. Yeah, we never know for sure, but looking at this whole move and the oversold RSI almost on all time frames, that give me a little bit of confidence to try to find a shorting on this one at this level. Yeah, but I don't think that we gonna break back down here yet. So at this level I would take profit if price reverse from this high here. Yeah, clear on that? I don't see any questions yet, so let's keep rolling. I don't know why I make those lists so big, but many of you send me requests over Facebook, guys, and that's why I have many pairs on the watch list. And to be clear, many of you used to ask me if I trade all of this. No, I don't do that. I usually have a big watch list, but always also when getting many requests, so I try to have analyze for all the requests I get as much as I can. So Euro Aussie, we are having price at a very good level on the daily right now. This area up here was acting, as you see, as a very strong support back down here. Many tests, and it held very well. Here price had a lots of struggle, and then it got broken by this major candle. And when price went down to these lows down here, we got this head and shoulders. You can't see it on the daily, but if we go down to the 4 hour, you see it a little bit more. This head and shoulders here was talking about this one. As you see, we still have the neckline market here of the head and shoulder, and many traders took this trade after the weekly overview. I got lots of messages of traders that said thank you for this trade. I'm happy for you guys. We did break the neckline, did a retest, a perfect retest, and price kept going up. Yeah, so what I will be looking at on this pair is, of course, this level where we are where price are right now, because once again, guys, this trend is very clear to the downside. We keep putting lower lows and lower highs, and as for now, we should be looking for maybe a trend continuation trade, and looking for next week, because daily also on the RSI is oversold, is in an oversold area. The 4 hour is in an oversold area, and we have this divergence between this high and this high, and as you see on the RSI, almost equal highs. Yeah, but this move to this moves are very strong to the upside. Yeah, so we have also this divergence, the confluence. We have also this support area here. So at this level here, we'll be looking next week how price will react, and try to find bearish evidence to take a trend continuation and at least a test of these lows back down here. Until as far as we are below this 100 and 200 moving average, below this trend line, we should be looking for trend continuation. We can argue that how can you sell as so low price as this one, because if you look at the weekly, we are really on the lows, but this trend from back here is very clear to the downside, and until it break this trend line, do a retest and put higher high than this one, we should be considering this trend is not over yet. So technically we just put a lower low and we bounce back up, but we don't have a higher low, major higher low yet. We have a major lower low, and the trend is technically still to the downside. Until you see a break of this trend line, a retest, and a close above at least this high up here, you should be looking for trend continuation to the downside on this one. So let's see how it will go from here next week. Yeah, I truly love this channel. Awesome content. Keep up the great work, brother. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you very much. Lots of love to you too, man. Eurocad, for a couple of weeks, guys, I was telling you that I'm not trading this pair because it wasn't clear what's going on. But then we've got this double bottom and this divergence on the RSI that gave us a very good trading opportunity. As you see, when we broke this neckline, price went up very strong. We broke the 100 moving average, we broke these highs back here, and on Friday we almost broke also the 200 moving average. And right now price is, as you see here, we have this structure here that maybe gonna give this Eurocad a little bit of challenge. Yeah, so the RSI is oversold on the daily. On the 4 hour we're having lots of divergence, but the up momentum is very strong. If you want to short this pair from this level, put some filters on in a form of, as I always say, there is an easy way. Put this 20 moving average, wait for a break of the moving average. You want to see a strong break of the 20 moving average with maybe a candle like this one or this one, and you enter below this the candle that broke, and you put your stop loss above the high of that candle. What you can also do as a filter is waiting for a break of the trend line. Here, this trend line, you wait for a break of it. A break of these lows should be also a good signal, a retest, and then back down to maybe you're gonna have this structure to look at first, and then this structure down here. Yeah, that should be a good reversal scenario. Don't just if you're not if you are new to trading, that's a good idea to have some filters that give you more confidence taking a trade like this. Yeah, because I don't think we can go long from this high. We have a very good rally to the upside, and we are very late to enter now when the RSI is on the oversold on the daily and 4 hour, and we have this structure. We have the 200 daily moving average that should give price some challenge also. So it's a good level to look for a trend continuation, because this move here, this whole move from back down here, back up here, it's clear that this trend is to the downside. Yeah. Yeah, look at where price is like right now next week. Don't be fooled by a short term break and go long from this high. Yeah, because that happens all the time. A little bit of shoot up, and then many traders go long because we break to the new highs and price just reversed on them. So from this level would be look more for short until I see a real break of this structure, close above, a retest and a continuation to the upside, then there is another story about this. But it's oversold, and it's a very strong move, so we should be looking for, if you're going to long this pair, wait for a correction, yeah, wait for something at least to the 38 or the 50 Fibonacci, where we have this neckline here that got broken, and then from down here you can try to long, but not from this level where price is right now. I see that Abdul is saying that the screen is not clear right now. Anyone else having problem with the pictures, guys? Please let me know. We did the Aussie New Zealand already, Abdul, and this session is recorded, so please go and look for the recording where when we are done. I think Aussie New Zealand was one of the first pair we did, yeah. Euro Jappy. Guys, is anyone else having problem with picture? So I'll keep going. It looks like it's fine for everyone else. Try to close your web browser and log in again, Abdul. It may be help. As you see, guys, Euro Jappy, we had this major and old trend line coming from back up here. As you see, it was tested many times here, and now the Euro Jappy did put a very good head and shoulders trade here, and did a break of this neckline. As you see here, a very strong momentum candle. We broke the neckline of the head and shoulders. That was also a good resistant area. We broke also this trend line on Friday. So far so good for more long, but I wouldn't go long already from this level, because we have this weekly structure waiting up here that gonna also act as resistance. So what we want to see is a correction on this pair back down. A retest of the neckline should be a very good spot to try to long. Yeah, it broke the trend line on 4 hour, give us a very fast retest and another rejection to the upside. What I will be looking at for this one, the RSI is oversold, well oversold still. So what we want to see is a correction back down, and try to go long from a touch of this area or this trend line. Yeah, if we take a Fibonacci correction retracement, sorry, for this leg only for this move, you see that we have the 61.8 Fibonacci canes exactly on the neckline. So that level should be a very good level to look at, to try to take a trend continuation of this move. Yeah, 121 area is where you should be looking for if you want to see a continuation of this trend. But don't forget that we have these structure, this head and shoulders here, this high, this head, and this structure triple top here, gonna act as resistant when price and if price reach this area. But you don't go long from here. Wait for a correction back down to this level and try to for another leg to the upside maybe. So far it looks very strong to the upside, and we can keep looking for more to upside. I was expecting that when we had this, I did publish an idea in the group about this head and shoulders that also worked very, very good. And I know that many of you took this trade. This one here, this neckline got broken, and this resistance got broken, and price kept going up. I was expecting that this bounce gonna be much stronger to the downside, but we didn't get that. We broke these highs here, so it looks like the best way is to look for a trend continuation. Wait for a oops. Let's put that line back in place. Wait for a correction to the trend line and this support area, and try to find your entry reason for one bounce to the upside. Good. Happy that the picture is clear for everyone. Euro New Zealand. We have now, guys, I can say that we have a break of this major downtrend. It's clear to see, yeah, this trend line was going from August 2015 and was respected many times. We also broke both the 100 and the 200 moving average on this pair. If we go to the weekly, you will see that we had the Euro New Zealand was at major lows back down here. So this down move is over now. We broke this high, we have a higher high now, and what we should be looking at for now is to see if we're gonna get a trend continuation, yeah. But first we want to see when this leg gonna end, because as for now it's a crazy one leg to the upside, almost vertical, and if you're not in this trade yet, you shouldn't be in now for long. So we should be looking for a correction of this move and try to find an entry reason, yeah. If this move is over here, this leg, so you put your Fibonacci retracement and try to find where the confluence come with a structure to try to go long from there, yeah. But for now it's still unclear. On the lower time frame, you see that we had this move, a little bit correction sideways, another leg up, a little bit of flag, and another push to the upside. It doesn't look that we have any corrections yet, so we have to wait and see where is the end of the first correction on this pair. If we're gonna measure this whole leg from this low to this high, if this was our last high, we are not clear yet about that. We have a good Fibonacci level here that came at this structure on the 4 hour. So if we get a correction back down and break down under this support, we may see that price maybe found support at this structure, and from there you can start to build yourself a long scenario. The problem here is your stop loss. So this area gonna be a little bit of problem to you to try to long from, because there is not lots of structure to put a stop loss. The only structure we have is this short here, sorry, this low here. You may be if you say that you want to go long from this level and you put your stop loss somewhere down here, yeah, maybe, but it's not a very clear or strong structure, yeah. What you can also do is you wait for the correction for a first correction to end. Let's say the price really do find support here. You wait for this move to start to go up, break maybe back up here, give you, wait maybe for a flag, and a break of the flag. When price break above the flag on the 1 hour maybe, when you break and close above the flag, then you can go long for a trend continuation. Yeah, because if it do a correction to this area, that will not give you a lot. Yeah, a lot of space to put your stop loss. But if, let's say, it correct back down to 61.8, then you can arguing putting a stop loss back down here below these lows and go from this level up. So that depends on how will it act next week, but what we can say that this downtrend looks like it's over now. It depends if we're gonna hold above this structure or not, and that will show us that we will see about next week what will happen in price action. Yeah, Euro USD. We still have our downtrend is still on this pair. We can't say yet that it's not in a downtrend. We have now our first higher high after this major low here. Sorry, our first higher low after this major low. Yeah, so this higher low here, maybe a start of major reversal. We can't be sure for that, because as you know guys, the dollar should doing very good now with more hike and good USA economy. So but to say that this downtrend is over, this move here with this trend line, what we want to see is to be very sure about that. We want to see a break of this trend line and of this high up here, retest, if we're gonna start to think that euro maybe have a chance for more up. This is the scenario for a long term on this pair. For now, we had this very strong 2 days last week. We had what you want to call it, double bottom, triple bottom at a very good level. This is a yearly support, and I was expecting that we're gonna find support. As you know, we talked about this on my last week's webinar. So for now, it looks like price did close a little bit above the 100 moving average, but we're still below this trend line. Many of you ask me from time to time why I don't care of this one, because this whole move was only a craziness on the election night. So this spike for me do not exist. This high is more reliable. Those moves, those major highs up here, I can count with them. I can count with this, but not a spike like this one. This is only madness, and I don't really look at it. So that's why I put it this way. So for now, if we go down to 4 hour, we can argue that oh look, price did exactly find resistance on this trend line. That maybe is not the case, guys. A move like this after this very strong move to the upside, those last 4 hours was Friday night, and as you know, if I was I was actually one of the traders that took this one, and I closed at this this candle back up here, and many traders maybe held a little bit more and did close positions at this level, and of course we saw this move. I don't think there is any traders that there is surely some traders that used to hold over the weekend. I'm not one of them, but if you took this trade from this low, you maybe want to take profit before weekend, and that's why I'm not sure of if this is a real resistance or not for now. We have to wait to next week and see how price will act. But what we have on the daily, the RSI is not really oversold. It's heading up. We are trading above the 50, and that's a strong signal. On the 4 hour, it is oversold, and we have only this trend line and a structure back down here, and that structure is the neckline of this head and shoulders here, as you see here. Yeah, that may be also gonna act as resistant. We have also this structure here, so, and we have back down here, this was also resistant. So that was maybe the area where price technically why we had this move, but it is overbought, but we just broke these highs that was acting as very good resistance. We didn't close really above this high. We had only a spike up, but no close above this high yet. So I'm very unclear on this pair, but of course short term, if you want to short it to back down to this structure, depends of what kind of trader you are. Yeah, for me, I'm a bit unclear, especially with all the news that come in next week, and I maybe would not be trading this pair until the week after, where all the news are over, and that the price gonna show us where it really gonna go. Because with all these green numbers on the US dollar, if you want to look at those numbers, you will only think that this should go more down from this level. There is nothing else fundamentally that says something else, but as usual, it's maybe all already priced in. So sorry guys, I have not a very clear picture on this one. If it want to continue more up, we want to see a break of the trend line, retest, and of course we're gonna be looking back up here and see what will happen at this level. Right now we are in the middle of this range here. We are in the middle of it. So if you want to trade this range, you want to sell these highs up here, you want to sell, try to sell from back up here back down, or buy from down here back up until one of those got broken. Yeah, if we break to the upside and the retest, then we maybe see a continuation, or if we break down here, we should be looking at what will happen for this structure down here first. Yeah, so this level not tradable for me. We are in the middle of the range. I want to see what will happen at the highs or the lows first, because we may also have head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders here, and let's see if I can show you that this is the head, neckline, right shoulder. Yeah, so if this neckline breaks here, then this head and shoulders will work out. And until the nothing tradable for me from this level here. This is middle of the range. So someone in the Facebook group asked me about Euro Turkey, and that's why it is in the list. This pair is acting the same, almost the same chart as the USD Turkey. And I never traded this pair. What I trade and what I have a long position on is the USD Turkey, and as you see, if we switch between those two, they are almost the same, yeah. But because I said, of course, I'm gonna take a look at it, and that's why it is on the list. And as you see, we have this pair as the USD Turkey found support back down here at this level and broke this down channel. Let me put this one here, and so the downtrend channel was broken. It looks like it didn't really break those highs yet, and that was the same also on the USD Turkey. What you want to see is for more to the upside is break of this structure and retest. Where is it? For more to the upside, yeah. I'm gonna go to the 4 hour and take a look and see if we're gonna see a better structure on that. And yeah, we have many swing highs and lows. Swing high, swing low, another swing high. This was our last swing low, and this was our last swing high, and now we did put another swing low. So we want to see a break of this high close and another correction for more up, yeah. Looks very bullish. I think it was Felix who asked it about it. I don't know if you are live with us, Felix. If you are live with us, please let me know if we are clear on this pair. But yeah, we can also put this trend line and try to see another bounce as this one here and this one here. You see that we have many tests of the trend line, and if you want to follow this trend, you want to see a correction back down to this structure and the trend line, and maybe try to jump on this train from this structure, from this level here. Stop loss below this major low here. Oops, here is your stop loss and your entry somewhere in this area. Let me make that one green. Entry, and gonna give you almost a 1-to-1 trade. And if this high got broken, then we should be looking for the next structure is those highs up here. This should be this head and shoulders here, gonna act as resistant, and then we have this major and last high. This is the major and last high that price gonna have a lots of problem to break this double top here, yeah. But for now, bullish, very bullish. New Zealand Jappy, I had a very good trade on this one last week, and I will show you why. I was actually waiting, first I was waiting to see a bounce at this level, but we didn't get that. Price broke below, very strong, and closed below. We also broke below the 100 moving average, and kept pushing down. Let me take off those moving average for now. I'm not in need of them at the moment. So price did find support at this level here, where we had this swing low back here, yeah. And if we go down to the 4-hour, you may be gonna see this swing here, yeah, where it looks like price did found the support. My entry reasons on this one, guys, was the break of the neckline here, yeah. I did actually enter a little bit earlier than that, because I was looking at this channel, yeah. This down channel got broken here, and it was retested, and we got this head and shoulders looking scenario here. And guys, trust me, you will never see them as you see them in the textbooks. So this for me was a head and shoulders pattern back down here, and I was talking about it, that you never see them as the textbook, because they are never, the market is never perfect. But this one was for me was a clear, the head swing up, the shoulder the swing down, and this was the left shoulder, and this was the trend line. I did publish this idea, but what I published it was the head and shoulders idea. My entry and my idea was the break of this channel to the downside, and this retest, and we had this rejection back up. I did enter somewhere in this area and was looking for a break of the neckline. Because of that, it wasn't a very easy trade. It went up and then went back down all the way to my entry against me, and then it broke the trend line. It kept going up, yeah. I did close my position somewhere here before the news, and I'm happy that I did that, because many was saying that I was a little bit early, and that price start to go up after the news, and it actually did. It did a move of 27 pips, but as you see, it went back down all the way. So I was happy making about I think 45 to 50 pips on this one. So what we have for now, the short-term downtrend is over. This is the 1 hour. We have a retest of the neckline, but the RSI is not really oversold as I want. On the daily it's oversold, and it just went back into it went back down all the way. So I was happy making about I think for I got my sound rejected back to me, guys, sorry. So let me try to fix this before continuing. I have to project the picture to my TV, otherwise I can't see your chat. Sorry for that, guys. Just give me 1 minute, please. I'll try to fix it. I hope it will work. And here we go. Guys, is the picture clear still? Because I'm having an error on my screen that saying that I have a slow internet. Can you please give me a confirmation that the picture and the sound are okay before I keep going? Are we good? Can any of you guys confirm that there is sound and voice in the chat, please? Yes, good, good, good. So yeah, we were talking about New Zealand Jappy. So what we have now is this retracement back to the neckline. If we take a Fibonacci retracement tool and measure this move, we have the 61.8 also near this area, yeah. So the only thing that I don't like, I would want to see oversold also on the 1 hour before going long. So keep your eyes at this structure down here, somewhere in this area. Wait for a oversold RSI and a bullish evidence, and try to go long to at least a retest of these highs, yeah, because this short term is broken now, but we have this major move back down that didn't look like a correction, because when you have so strong move to the downside, a correction doesn't look as this move to the downside. This is a correction. A move like this or a move like this, but this one was very, very fast to the downside because of the news, yeah. So but of course it is a good level to look for long from this area, and we don't want to see a break too far below those lows here, yeah. So if it break, then you should be looking for back down here at the 79 area, and try to find an opportunity for long, yeah. But I would say this was a retest, and I will try to find, if I was to take this one, I will try to find entry reason for long from down here in this box, yeah. New Zealand USD, I'm gonna go to the weekly on this one, because I just want to show you guys where we are in the scheme of things, because this move is this is the monthly. You see this very impulsive move to the downside and the correction. So this looks like a very big bearish flag, yeah. And I was looking to see how price will act when we hit this trend line. We can make this trend line a little bit better on the daily, in the weekly, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tests, and now last week maybe price was trying to break it, and the level we should be looking at is this one here. Let me change the color of this line to something we can see. Let's make it blue. So as you see, guys, this is the weekly, and the RSI is heading more to the oversold area, and we may see a bounce from, if price will keep going, we may see reaction at this weekly level. This is a major level to look at, and it was, if you make this line a little bit longer here, you see that it was a good resistant level that also got broken and acted as support before, yeah. Let's go down to the daily. The daily, we have this first, this move flag, this impulse down, a little bit correction, then a flag, break of the flag, and down, and we did break this major trend line for now. Yeah, so on Friday price did find some support and went back up, but then got rejected. It almost looked like a retest of the trend line from here. Yeah, but we still if this to continue to the downside, we want to see a break of this structure here. I think the 0.6860 area is where we should be looking at, because we have hidden divergence on the RSI and it is oversold. And as you see, guys, this hidden divergence where the RSI is making a much lower low than this low, but the price is still a little bit higher than this low. That's what you call hidden divergence. Yeah, so of course we will not be selling after this whole move. We have this gap also that may be gonna close. We're not sure yet at this area. So for me, we'll be looking at how price will react at this level here. We go down to the 4-hour, and the 4-hour was oversold, and then when we had this rejection, you see the RSI went back up very fast. So nothing to sell here, even though that we have this flag ongoing. I wouldn't be selling this move, because what I think that we're gonna have trouble at this level here, at this structure. Yeah, and we may already found that support from this. You see this head and shoulders back here, this head and shoulders, and it may be, I'm not sure, but we maybe found support on this right shoulder. Yeah, or it was it maybe was only a correction. So I'm not shorting this before a break of this level, where I think is a very, very strong support. I am waiting from this level back down here to look for a bullish evidence for a bounce to the upside, because I think this whole move needs some correction before it keep going down, if it will gonna keep going down. Yeah, USD CAD, the account burner of this last 2 weeks. And the reason I'm saying that, because many traders was trying to short every single up move on this one, and I was getting many questions when it's the time, and I was still saying too early. Even this at this level, many traders went short, and many of them got big losses. Then we got this pin bar, and people started to try to short it again, and it got broken. And now we broke this structure, we made a new high. The only thing we had is the RSI was oversold, but it wasn't divergence. It was clear that the RSI is going up and the prices was going up. That is not divergence, that is convergence. That show you that, yeah, price is going up and the momentum is to upside, and the RSI was showing that too. So the level I'm looking at for next week is the 1.3585 area. There is the level where I'm looking for to find an entry reason for short, because this is a major level. This is a weekly level, this double top up here. Let's go to the weekly to show you. So this level up here, if we take off this one and work with lines, you will see it more clear. This double top here is where I will be looking to see if we're gonna get a bounce to the upside, to the downside. So let's go back to the daily. The daily is oversold and start heading down after Friday. On the 4 hour, it was oversold, but then it was overbought, but then this move made the RSI oversold and start to go back again up, and it's going back up even on the RSI. Yeah, so I don't sell oversold RSI. What I want to see for next week on the 4 hour or the 1 hour maybe also is that we get a retest of these highs up here, and overbought RSI on both maybe daily and the 4 hour should be good, and then try to find a shorting opportunity from up here. And actually at this high up here, I will have some confidence to put a limit order exactly at this line, and stop loss of maybe 30-40 pips, and try to take a shot on it. But what you can do is wait for, as you see here, we had this those highs and then a break and close below those last candles, and you would be entering at the open here and try to ride it down. There is many ways. I don't have to tell you how to exactly trade it, but of course this major high is where you should be looking at to be more confident to take the trade to the downside. Yeah, that's what I have about this pair. USD JAPY. We are still in the, let me clear this chart a little bit. I was making a chart to a friend. We don't need them right now. Guys, we didn't break this range yet. As you see, on the daily, we're still trading in this range. The range is not broken yet to be more sure to the upside, but it start to look like a rounded bottom, as you see here, and those usually mean some continuation to the upside, but we can't be sure yet. But as you see here, it's getting a little bit look like rounding a bottom, but Friday we got this pin bar. Short term, we're still trading above this short-term trend line. And what about the 100 moving average daily and the 200? We're still trading above them. So of course we want to try to find a long opportunity on this pair, but for now, until we see a break of this range, a clear break above and close above, a retest, we should be only looking for range trades, and these trades should be in this area, in this ranging area. Yeah, right now we are at the top of the range. If we go down to the 4 hour, we did break these highs back down here, and we did a retest. The retest came at the same level, almost the same level of as this trend line. The RSI is not really oversold yet. I should be gladly see an oversold RSI on the 4 hour should be better if I was I would say that we want to take a trend continuation of this short-term trend, yeah. So I would want to see oversold RSI, and when this retest happens here, that should be a good reason to find a trend continuation and try to see if it's gonna break a new high. But we didn't get that. It depends on which filter you used to have. For now, we're still above this trend line and above this structure, yeah. I would say the same about this pair. There is lots of news, Boji news, and rate on the USA, so be very careful with this pair. I maybe not be I maybe will not trade this pair next week. I think so, because as you see, we didn't break this structure. So resistant, resistant, resistant. It was support here, it was resistant here. It found resistant and went back down. It was clearly oversold, and on the daily we're still in between this range. If you want to go long, this is the level somewhere here. We shouldn't short term, we shouldn't see a break of these lows back down here. If this to continue to the upside, it should be doing a retest somewhere here to try to go long more, yeah. But if you see that next week price do a break of this trend line and retest, maybe we're gonna try to short it, because it looks like we are still in this range for now. And when you have a clear range like this, the best way to do is to trade sell the highs, buy the lows. For me, I'm not trading this pair next week. I'm getting more and more sure about that now. I think this is the last pair, USD Turkey. These webinars never get shorter than 1.5 to 2 hours. But yeah, this is my last pair. And I still have a position in this one with an entry from back down here. I did add to it at when we had this retest of this structure and the trend line, and I wanted to see if we're gonna break this level. We did break the level, but then price went back down on last Friday, yeah. So it looks short term and long term. If we look back, we are in a very strong uptrend, and that's why I entered this trade, because I was looking for this correction and maybe a continuation. So for now, we should be looking at this level here to see if this gonna end the correction at the trend line as it did here and back down here. If the correction gonna end here, then we maybe want to try to find a long opportunity on this level and see if we're gonna break these highs and keep going up. What we have is this those higher highs and higher lows. As you see, it's clear that this down move was over, and we are trending now to the upside. So of course this level should be a good retest one to try to go long if you feel comfortable to trade this exotic pair, yeah. So long on USD Turkey until we see a break of this trend line, this one here. So that was it, guys. Lots of pairs and a very long webinar. I hope you enjoy it. Do you have any questions? As usual, I always leave 5 to 10 minutes answering questions. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat and I will try to answer them. So yeah, let's go. Let me know if there is any questions. Otherwise, we can end this webinar now. Are we good? I see that some are leaving already. Thank you, YouTube, Elias. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, guys, I don't see any questions. Thank you very much. As usual, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do that. Please give the video some thumbs ups. Put your comments in the comment sections if you like it, if you don't like it, if you want me to do something else. One more time, thank you very much, and be careful next week. It's gonna be a very interesting week with lots of news. Thank you for being with us today, and see you out there. Yeah, bye bye.